What's up, y'all? This is Rivers Langley, and you are listening to episode number 322 of the Goods from the Woods podcast. I just wanted to pop in here at the beginning and say hi to anyone who's here for the first time. I'm the guy who wrote the most recent episode of the Dollop podcast, and Dave and Gareth were nice enough to give me and the show a nice shout out at the end. So if some of you are here from their show, welcome. We are one of the longest running independent comedy podcasts here in Los Angeles. We've been doing this damn thing since 2013, so there is a whole lot to check out if you're new to the show. If you're a fan of the Dollop, might I suggest starting with episode number 122 of our little side series we did during the pandemic. It's called the Corona Diaries, and episode number 122 features none other than the incredible Gareth Reynolds. So anyway, hello Dollop fans, and for those who already know what's up, you clicked the damn title. I don't gotta tell you what's up. Today, our guests are two of the funniest people I've ever met, Chris Crofton and Kaye. And as far as I know, this is actually the first time these two have ever met each other. So this episode was going to be wild no matter what. But we decided to kind of pump up the chaos by having a studio audience for this one. So the Nelson family, they're from Minnesota, and they are some of our biggest supporters. They've been listening to the show for years. And since they were going to be in LA on vacation anyway, we invited them to come watch us record the show. And so they're the ones laughing in the background of this one. My man Paulo Nelson even hops on mic too for a minute because Sam actually had to jet after about 30 minutes to make a prior engagement. So anyway, that's what's going on. Oh, and also we recorded this episode downstairs in my living room as opposed to upstairs in the studio, and our window was open, so you can hear children running around and screaming in the background at one point. So anyway, it's a beautiful mess. So welcome Dollop fans, welcome to the rest of you. Episode number 122 of the Goods from the Woods podcast starts right now. Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And joining us once again on mic 3, the inimitable.
Oh, it's Kaye. You can't get rid of me. You can kill me. I'll come back.
And joining us once again, one of our absolute all-time favorite guests, our friend
Chris Crofton.
Welcome.
How are you doing? Wow.
Give him a round of applause.
This is so crazy.
Oh,
yeah. We do need to explain.
Yeah,
Give me a little more juice in my headphones.
Yeah. Is that better?
you need to hear the love.
Check. No, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. We are actually recording with a in-studio audience visiting from Minnesota. It's the Nelson clan, our executive producers.
This is extremely odd. I have to mention that this family is all ages.
Chris walked in and said, "This is weird," and I thought, thank God someone else said it before I did. As soon as I walked in, I was like, "Oh, I got to keep this in my brain." But now that you've broke
It's
the
pretty
ice,
incredible.
it's
It's wonderful.
strange.
I just never have. I never knew I needed this. Right?
We're just here protecting our investment.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They are our executive producers. The folks that you see here, Chris, have probably sent me in the hundreds of thousands of calories range of foods at this point, particularly during the pandemic. I would get these large care packages with all manner of things from the Midwest. So
Wow, that's nice.
yeah,
That's the thing about podcasts. Podcasts, I got some stuff in the mail from podcast fans during the thing too.
What did you get? Anything weird? Or interesting or fun?
I can't really remember. I just put it in the corner with all the other stuff I get from all my other fans. Just kidding. I get so much stuff, it's really hard to keep track.
Yeah.
My assistant really goes through most of it.
Chris,
But I'm sure there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, somebody sent us a painting of a Bigfoot as a Terminator based on
I haven't
something
got
we said.
anything that good.
Yeah. So shout out to Juan listening in Texas. Yeah,
I did get some pajama pants with Bigfoots on them.
Fuck, there you go.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
so our
fine.
Bigfoots were in the same neighborhood of
That's useful.
Yeah,
the same
practical.
neck of the woods.
Yeah.
The same intellectual neck of the woods.
Yeah, absolutely. We gotta stay tough. We gotta stick
Somebody's
together.
got to
the
be a
Bigfoot people.
cryptozoologist. If it's got to be me, then that's all right.
And I want to point out Chris is drinking cold brew.
Fuck yes,
Yeah.
he
It's
is.
not just he's not just a poser who says it online.
I know. As if it was,
He lives it. He fucking
I really
lives
do.
the
It's pretty
life.
sad. I should get a couple, like a scuba tank.
Yeah, there we go.
You know what I mean? Like 2 scuba tanks.
Uh-huh.
Like walk down the street with like a mouthpiece in. Wearing like
That could be a
the
thing.
exact same kind of scuba tanks, like except you know what I mean.
What the
I
fuck
don't
are you
know.
talking
I don't.
about?
Are they
You know what I
cold
mean? I
brew's
think it's a
got
good
it,
idea.
folks.
You guys don't care about it, but it's fine.
This
You're
is
not addicted to cold brew. So obviously it wouldn't sound that great to you.
what does it got you like tonight is the question.
I haven't had any yet. I had I went for a hike and now I had some cold brew earlier today.
Yeah.
Just to get me moving. And now I've
But he
hit a
hasn't
lull.
had any. That's
the
how you know
evening.
he's addicted. I haven't had any. I just
I
had
had
some
some earlier today, but
Yeah, I
I
haven't had any. I haven't had any during this part of the day.
this quarter
What
of
I
the day.
meant. I have had some, but it was in the earlier trimester of today.
I can't imagine drinking cold brew at 7 p.m. That is
It's very stupid.
That's really
Do you
I wish
stay up
podcast
late?
happened
irresponsible
earlier.
behavior, my friend.
I
That
wish
is-
podcasts happened earlier.
well,
I'm serious because, I don't. People are always like, "What's your secret? How do you go to sleep?" I'm like, I don't. There's no secret. It doesn't work. I don't go to sleep. This is a bad idea. You are correct.
yeah.
I'm gonna maybe steal a Daily Zeitgeist gimmick here for a second. You're in your late night condition. What's the weirdest thing you found online recently?
Oh yeah, because the Daily Zeitgeist always asks what I search online, and I've run out of. I mean, I really search some, I guess, strange things, but they're at this point they're narrowed down to a couple. I mean, abandoned mine exploration has become my go-to, and I've watched. I mean, I've explored hundreds of mines at this point
Yeah.
from my armchair.
Yeah.
Which state or Canadian province has the best mines? Do you think?
I don't talk to. I don't talk to
Do not talk to the mines.
I don't talk to
mines
Canadian
speak-
mine
they
exploiters.
speak to me, I
Speak to
listen.
me, baby.
The mines.
No,
tell
they're all
me.
over
I
Nevada
listen.
and New Mexico and they're are they in Minnesota too? They're very dangerous, and that's
They're
why I don't want to go in
dangerous.
them. But I like to see what's in them, so I stay home and let other people do the work.
Are they like?
Gotcha.
Are they like dangerous or like dangerous?
You mean like sexually dangerous? I mean,
He's never been.
you never know. I guess so far they haven't run into
Dangerous
anything.
mine
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about gay bars.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they're called the mine shaft.
No,
I'm talking about
I'm talking about. We're talking sexy mine shafts. Send a canary down there. See if it's sexually.
sexy
Is this what he does?
What?
This is his thing where he talks about big sex.
See, now-
everything's sexy.
You have the cold brew.
I haven't been on the show with you.
No, we have not. You're on the cold brew. I'm just in a constant pot fog always. So like, just cause I've been stoned since 2010, and I don't.
I'm not mad at you. I don't blame you.
Yeah. So maybe
If I could do that without freaking the fuck out, I would too.
it's taken a lot of freaking out in the past. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, I used to be able to smoke pot back in the 80s. For those of you, the 1980s. And the pot back then was just to give you a little, made you a little, you laughed a little bit, and Lover Boy maybe sounded better than it was supposed to, and then you could go do some other things. But now, if you smoke pot, at least, if I smoke pot, I have to stay hidden away, and I have to do breathing exercises.
No, the fact that I can remotely function on the amount of THC that's coursing through my veins at
Well, you're
every
much
given
younger.
moment.
That helps.
Well,
I think, and also you're used to it. Like if the first pot I ever smoked was this
true.
stuff that turns you into as I've said before,
yeah,
radioactive, lobster or whatever it does.
Yeah, dirtweed on the streets of Staten Island is definitely the same. As,
Are you from Staten Island?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Staten Island rules. I mean, it doesn't, but it does.
It's Staten Island
cool.
does many things. Rule is not one of them.
Yeah, but it's cool, though. It's kind of like an outlier. It's kind of like the rebel province of New York.
Oh, totally. It is the Wild West if the Wild West was like run by Goombas. Like
the Wild West, everybody wore neon fanny packs that said Newport on them.
The Wild West.
Everyone's smoked menthols in the Wild West.
I got my favorite. It is the kind of place I love. I love Staten Island, but a few years ago, like I got called a fag for wearing a denim jacket, which that's what you do. But it was the best thing I've ever heard because in like the thickest Italian accent, this guy just goes, "Yo, look at this fag! He's got pants on his shirt."
Oh my God!
He got you there.
Do you look professional? Do you do drag? That's a read. That's really wow.
I was called that word quite a bit as well. For pretty much anything you did in the 1980s.
Oh, yeah, it's same thing in the 90s and the
Anything
2000s
I did
and any time ever.
Yeah, I mean in that area, like because I'm from Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
The Northeast, that whole area is like everybody just calls each other that as like a way of life.
Oh yeah,
But I can imagine,
I mean, end of the day, they were right. Like
there was pants on your shirt.
There's pants on my shirt, and I'm not just gay.
Man.
I am a fag. Like I am gay.
He read you perfectly.
He got me, gal.
But bullies, man, they'll stoop pretty low. Like that jacket's made of pants. That's terrible. That's not good. That man should be ashamed of himself. I hope he still thinks about when he said that. He does it though. He's too busy weightlifting or whatever those people do.
I was just too busy being on HGH and a fucking Equinox.
But I got to tell you though, I'm enjoying this a lot because I've mentioned this addiction I have to watching people explore abandoned mines, and no one has ever asked if it was hot at all or whether there was any sex action. That's incredible. And thank goodness, because usually I just go through the standard discussion, but no, there's never been anything sexy happening in mine.
I do. I just want to keep men on their
nothing
toes.
But business. Nothing but business in the mine. It's just a bunch of guys walking around. They all have logs. So they all are in different parts of the mine talking, and you can a lot of times hear them, which I think is sad. You can hear them all describing. I'm next in line to describe the ore car. Like that's my friend Billy. He's describing the ore car for his channel, which is called Crazy Mining, and my channel is called Underground Squirrel. And I'm going to go up there and describe it in a second, but I'm in line. There's 4 bloggers ahead of me to describe this abandoned ore car.
Do you think they roll up in like one minivan and then just spread out?
And they do. I've seen them go in together.
Yeah,
and they're like that's Weasel Man ahead of me. And
of course.
And that's mine Smoocher ahead of me there, or whatever.
So it is sexy.
It is, yes.
Yeah. That one is sexy.
That's a made up one. You made me
that.
think of that. I think mine Smoocher would be that's probably a different.
All the YouTubers who hurt themselves and then rate how bad they hurt themselves, they all meet up together and hurt each other.
Do they really?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful time to be alive.
Yeah,
I'm
fun.
so glad that you are able to be alive. This young man is just at the cusp of life.
Exciting worlds you are
looking forward to meeting up with other, waiting in line to describe things, and hurting each other at conventions. Don't do that. Don't do any of this. Become a productive member of society.
Yeah,
this is the end of the line. We're looking at a dead end of life, a cul-de-sac.
I was gonna say,
it's not smart.
He saw the apartment when he came in.
This is not. This is not good. This is not what you want.
Yeah, when you're looking at me, you're looking at a last ditch effort. Like that's what you're looking at.
This is a kid. I mean, this is a kid that's in the room right now. This is not made up.
It's an actual
and I'm
child.
talking to him directly for real. I'm like, whatever that hat is, become a baseball player, work for Levi's. It doesn't matter what. Anything besides this. We are bottom feeders.
Each of us has probably thought about how we're struggling to get by today.
Oh my God!
Today,
Oh,
yeah.
we
Like
all
earlier
like,
today.
you know,
yeah.
we all have all of us have talked about the grassy knoll at length.
Yeah, I applied for food stamps yesterday.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
so I
about.
hope- I
right
hope
after
you
you
get
talked about the grassy knoll in sex terms.
Absolutely. Before going off to a bar just to give drunk people their karaoke songs, be like, "Hey, do you want to sing Metallica?"
Yeah, totally.
having to look a 5'2" grown man in the eye and say, "I can't do War Pigs tonight. That thing's 8 minutes long. It is a busy night."
Wow. So you're talking about
I cannot play
being a
that song.
bottom feeder as being a karaoke host.
Yeah.
Like absolutely, no one talks about that.
Yeah.
That job sector.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's my job.
The stoned as fuck karaoke host.
Yeah.
No one talks about that enough.
Well, I think being a KJ, as they
Too
say.
tired to storm the Capitol.
I have heard read it so many times. Stop singing Teenage Dirtbag at my bar.
I wish I could be at the insurrection, but I have 2 karaoke things tomorrow, so I gotta.
I think it's the KJ, as it were.
Yeah.
It's very highly dependent on where you're at. So the fact that somebody is requesting War Pigs,
Oh, yeah.
that's Valley stuff.
Oh, it
you
is.
know?
It is a God's rainbow of music at the
how
good
old
night.
is this man?
Oh, it's 35.
Okay, that's strange. I
he's-
expected him to be like 20 years older
He's also
than that.
a comedian. So, yeah.
Good. Drop
Who
his
isn't?
name.
Nope, not doing that.
Who isn't?
Bummer.
It's the all-comedian economy.
Last night I was at a comedy show and a guy went up and he started doing a character of like a country guy.
Oh, good.
Who didn't want to get dressed in nice clothes. At one point he brings out a taser, starts sparking up the taser. And he's acting like he's about to tase himself, and people are like, "Yeah, tase
Yeah, do
yourself."
it.
They're getting all excited about it. He doesn't tase himself.
What?
The entire room gets so disappointed. The energy of the show never recovered. People were like, it was like you're at the top of the roller coaster, and everybody's like, it's about to get so good, and then it just like broke or something. And the guy put it away and then put on a Batman mask and started doing an impression.
Stand up is getting good.
It was fun.
Ooh, I'm glad that
stand-up is
bubble's
getting-
blowing up again, baby.
It was a show where I was like, oh man, I'm going to be able to get a tape here. This is great. And then a guy didn't get tased.
Didn't taser
and,
himself.
It ruined everything.
That's that jackass influence.
Yeah.
Like, I could be Johnny Knoxville.
Tie art.
No,
Johnny Knoxville at an open mic. If
No,
I
you-
shock myself in the nuts, maybe I'll get famous at this open mic.
But he didn't even do it. He fucking blue balled everybody with the taser.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
You blue ball somebody by not tasing yourself?
Yeah. Well,
Are you
God,
kidding
this
me?
is a highly dystopian podcast
This
already.
is
You're
Chekhov,
gonna- but
man.
you're
You
gonna
can't
bring that thing-
introduce
Did you
a
say
taser.
check off or jack off?
It's both, but you can't introduce a taser into your act and not use it, you know?
It's
I just
true.
noticed that check off sounds like jack off. Sorry.
It's the cold brew.
Just doing my work. Just doing this important work. Don't ever do this. Don't do this.
I wanted to. This ties in perfectly with what we were just talking about. The hard times, and whatnot. I want to complain about our washing machine, and specifically,
I've vandalized those things before.
Yeah. Well, they switched to this system that they're on now. I think because of me, because it used to be the traditional like coin, slot. But they would always get stuck, so I would go down there with a hammer and hammer the coins in until they would go in.
As you do.
Yeah, and spray it with WD-40. It worked out okay, but they.
That's fixing
That's
it.
funny. I never
fixing
would have
it.
thought of that. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I
but-
would have used like olive oil.
Well, so
You bourgeois pig.
yeah.
I am a bourgeois pig. Oh wow, he has listened to this show.
Oh, he listens. He's a listener.
I forgot about that episode where I called everybody bourgeois pigs.
Yeah, for eating a golden
Because
corral.
of an energy drink.
When I came, I went back to Alabama, and then when I got back, they had replaced the coin op situation with the app, and our particular
God.
one is called Shine Pay.
What a great name. You know it's going to be a good company when they have a creative name like Shine Pay.
Shine Pay. And a couple of weeks ago, I think Sam tweeted that he didn't have any clean clothes. And my friend...
That's true.
And my friend tweeted at me that was like, hey...
I was wearing basketball shorts as underwear.
Yeah, that was the tweet. That was the tweet. Yeah.
See?
And
look at that kid again. See?
Yeah. You know why I did?
You look like you wear nice underwear. Don't do this.
I purposely didn't buy laundry detergent. It's
terrible.
The title of this episode is Scared Straight.
Stop sending them snacks and start sending them underwear.
Yeah, that's true. I could. Most of mine are stained, so
This is sad shit. All right.
But yeah, Sam tweeted that, and then a friend of mine back in Alabama tweeted at me. It was like, "Get this man some quarters," and I was trying to be like, "I fucking couldn't do that if I wanted to." Because
I have so many quarters.
We have me too. We have fucking Shine Pay, and you have to pay on a phone, which
That
of course
sucks.
is like
So stupid.
so shitty for. I mean, obviously, if you don't have a smartphone, you cannot do laundry in this building.
That's incredible.
So that's fucked. And
it's all Steve Jobs' fault.
and if you
really is.
if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I could have one of those iPod touches, theoretically you could get on the Wi-Fi and go down and turn this on, except that it's in the basement where you can't get Wi-Fi.
No.
So it's totally fucked. And
my goodness.
So I was replying to that where my friend was like, oh, you should give him some quarters, and I was like, I can't because, and I was like, I wonder if Shine Pay is on Twitter. It'd be funny to at them.
They are. I've done this before.
Yes. And so
The
that's
payment app is on Twitter.
That's what I want to talk about. Yes, they are.
And they don't have a good
the way,
internet presence.
no,
Not
the one
many
in,
people.
What do you got
our
to say?
building.
Making people miserable.
Yeah. Well, so
Did you know the
read-
one in our building is called Wash Connect?
Wash Connect. They're probably all
better.
the same thing, though.
Yeah.
You know. Oh my god. We should check Wash Connect in a minute. But
Yeah, we should.
I did.
We gotta check it.
I did the deep dive on Shine Pay.
Great.
So Shine Pay has.
Doing the Lord's work.
They have 35 followers. But more importantly, I'm going to ask Sam because he's the one who's going to get this right. How many people are they following?
I don't remember. It's either not that many or way too many.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna- I'm going to go with way too many.
No, it's a fun number. There's
Oh, is
only
it 69?
there's only two fun numbers.
Is it 69?
It's 69, baby. Yeah, they're following 69, and almost all of the Chris's. What do you think
I'm
about?
just thinking about who's running that account. Why they would
That is a
kid.
19-year-old.
Somebody's kid.
Well, I was starting to get a sort of an idea of who might be running the accounts because he's following 69 people. All of those are laundry accounts, so he's following
Laundry
Maytag.
means daily.
He's following Maytag. He's following Whirlpool. He's
That
following
thirsty motherfucker.
He's following the lobbying arm of the coin op industry, which is
course he
called
is.
Coin Laundry Association.
Thirsty bastard. Everybody wants to get close to them.
But you can actually see when he started following these people, and it seems as if they were all followed pretty quickly, and then he just didn't follow anybody until the beginning of the pandemic. And
Wow.
then he started following more people. So he liked some tweets from Rich Lowry, who is the editor of the National Review, who wrote a book called The Case for Nationalism: How It Made Us Powerful, United, and Free.
Jeez, yeah, I know what the National Review is.
So the Shine Pay guy took
So it's like a right-wing
real right-wing hard turn.
laundry payment app.
Yeah.
Cool. They should. Yeah, you should definitely have a philosophy if you're a payment app.
But also, like, I just like that it was the
We're a
beginning.
right-wing laundry payment app. How do you express that? I don't know. We just make it hard for poor people to pay for laundry.
Yeah, they're self-evident. They're self-evidently right-wing by the fact of what they are.
That's
it's like you don't
terrible.
have to like the guy who wrote like, "Why fascism fucking rocks, bro." Like
You can only pay for laundry out of your 401k.
yeah. Oh, you don't have one of those? Eat shit. Wear rags, bitch. Yeah. So
That's incredible and also sad and also dumb.
there's more. He also follows the Babylon Bee, which is the Onion for conservatives.
Oh no!
He follows the Volusia County, Florida Sheriff's Department.
Everyone follows them.
Yeah.
They rule. They're so funny online.
The little tricks they play with the homeless people's signs.
Oh, I love
Isn't
this.
it funny?
Yeah, they're a classic account.
We seized, half a gram of weed and $200 cash. We're cleaning up the streets.
Yeah, everyone follows them and Paul F. Tompkins.
And finally, as if he wasn't villainous enough, Lloyd Blankfein, the chairman of Goldman Sachs,
That's
also follows
crazy. I can't believe you figured that out. That's crazy.
And then the last one is there's this YouTuber who's a real estate developer turned YouTube asshole named Ben Mala, who all of his videos are him in Miami, like showing off his Bugatti and stuff. So this guy with 35 followers has very high aspirations for his laundry business, but
Everybody does.
Yeah, you don't get into it.
Everyone has aspirations to be the world's biggest, strongest asshole.
I have the aspiration for him to let me use a quarter.
It's incredible. Everybody's like, "There's some way I can probably launch a brand, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I could be a billionaire off this laundry app."
You know how they make money? Every time you put money into your ShinePay account, they charge you 35 cents.
Oh,
so that's how he's trying to get rich by microtransactions and
35 cents and 35 followers. So people clearly love it.
Well, did you get to the point where you were negatively reviewing them out of anger? Because I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And they respond to all the reviews, and all of them are negative.
Yeah.
And everybody is mad that it doesn't work. Because sometimes you go to hit the laundry thing, and it just says error.
Yeah,
a lot of times I have to hit it and then walk out to the front of the building where you have internet connection and then go back inside and hope it works.
Yeah.
But now they have an option where you can directly connect your account to your bank account.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you can give these people your bank information if you so choose.
Jesus Christ.
This reminds me of this app that this guy I know is trying to make or did make, where you don't have to interact with your server anymore at the restaurant, and you can just send them messages through an app.
good.
A lot of places are doing that now. It's sad.
I still feel bad because they do that at all the Korean restaurants here where they have the buzzer. So they won't come to your table until you hit the buzzer. And even that makes me feel so self-conscious where it's like, I feel like I'm summoning a servant.
Right?
Yeah. Which
It's
I guess
like
is...
it's like, here, let's make these people not humans anymore.
But at the same time, I am also, self-conscious about being like, hey, can I get some water? So I don't know.
There's no weird way to approach asking for service at a restaurant.
You should have to go to therapy to figure out why you can't ask for water. You should have a buzzer.
Yeah. Well,
I agree.
I just think that my general sweaty disgustingness after eating spicy Korean food should be self-evident that I need water. Like they should just walk by and be like, "Ugh, gross! Get this guy some water."
All right, so you're gonna love this app. I was saying it was a bad thing. Rivers thinks it's gonna rule.
Yeah, I'm sending a message like, "Look how gross I am. Bring me water."
I mean, we could all end up just sitting around pressing buttons for everything we needed, but that used to be something you thought was lame. That's what Howard Hughes did.
That's true. Yeah,
and people they frowned on that.
Tissue boxes on his
They
feet.
frowned on that. They didn't.
Guy.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to glorify sitting around pressing buttons for all your needs.
Yeah,
even though that's where we're headed.
Fuck yourselves.
Yeah,
that's where we're headed, though.
That's
because they're trying to make it even difficult to do your laundry. I mean,
it's true.
But it's supposed to be easier. Just hook it up to your bank account.
So
much easier than using quarters.
just give Neil ShinePay your access to your routing numbers.
I just want to point out that we're in the living room instead of River's bedroom.
That's true, yeah.
And I can see out the open door where the hallway is, and I keep seeing people walk by, and they're disappointed with what they see. They're looking, they're trying to figure out what it is, but all they can see is me with a microphone. And multiple people have walked by and done
they know
it
it's a podcast.
He's our guru. Yeah. He's our guru. We listen to Sam. We follow Sam. We are all Sam.
Oh God! A couple of times I've just been like, I hope that's the people I live with, and not somebody I'm gonna have to see in the hall later, and then just look down at the floor.
So Sam has left us, but
good.
Yeah, y'all, it's time for today's ungodly concoction. And, you know, sometimes you got to go to a place where everyone knows your name. And in my case, it was the 99-cent store, which is where I found this, which is called... It's CBD Living.
Oh, good.
Strawberry lavender sparkling water. So this is a dollar store CBD drink. I'm sure it will be great because it's got lavender. It's got fresh herbs.
Does it have energy too, or just?
I don't know. It's
just CBD.
I'm just gonna mellow us out.
Listen, all you need to know is it's an extremely extreme value at only $2.99.
Extremely extreme
That's
value.
what it
That's
says.
how you know it's good.
Is it from a chain dollar store or is it from an indie dollar store?
Oh, it's from the 99
$99
It's from the 99-cent store.
band. That's a band name.
Hipster. By the way, welcome back to mic number 2, friend of the show, Paulo, back since first time last summer. Yeah. All right. What headspace are you in, Chris? What are you thinking?
I'm just looking at this. It is not an energy drink. It's just some sparkling water with CBD in it.
Yeah.
I do, I am happy that I've not been doing energy drinks here.
That's what I was
as of
thinking.
late.
I was thinking maybe we could, you know.
Wait, the last one was an energy drink.
Oh,
the
it
ghost,
was. Yeah,
the
we got
Swedish
ghosted.
fish. Oh,
Yeah,
we
that's
got
right.
ghosted.
But yeah, let's fire it up. Let's see what this dollar store energy drink tastes like. Okay. Here it is. Oh, it's actually pink. It's supposed to be sparkling water, but it's pink.
Great.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm getting worse at
You're getting way worse
control.
at the pour.
Yeah, there we go.
I come every time I hear the
Good.
This is just for you, Paulo.
Good. Good.
in my mail route.
What?
In the middle of my mail
What did you say?
All right.
Can you guys give a little more?
Okay.
You guys got to talk about what just happened. One of your super fans is now on the podcast.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
So this is like when you get to fuck your favorite porn star. Kind of thing.
We're just going for it.
Wow. It's
disappointing.
It tastes like kind of a strawberry cardboard sort of situation. What do you think?
It's too sweet.
Yeah.
For sparkling water, it's too sweet.
Yeah,
It's fake sweet too. It coats your mouth.
It's like Crystal Light sweet, but like not good.
Sounds great. Hold on a second.
I like this
wait to try
I
it.
don't like this.
But seriously, people, you got to understand that we're on a podcast now that just has in the fourth chair whoever,
Yeah, man.
which I think is kind of fun. I've just never done it. I just never have ever.
That's how confident I am in this in this
Enough for
combo.
nothing.
I want-
Enough for nothing.
I want-
Who's in chair 3? Me? I'm nothing. I'm no one. Who the fuck am I? Come on
No,
now.
come on. You're like you look like a traditional Hollywood loser.
Thank you. I look like your run of the mill
I
broken
want
dream.
to. Yeah. I mean, this is everything fits except you look healthy. This man, you're trying to drag him down. This is a guy
I'm
from
already
Minnesota. It looks like he looks like his skin looks good. He's not drinking $2 energy drinks and
true.
things that you're trying to make him do.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone involved in this family who's watching this podcast should run for their fucking lives.
I continue to drink it. I don't like it, but I continue to drink
Yeah.
it.
Oh God, Chris made a bad face. What are you thinking?
Tastes
Yeah.
weird.
There you
It's
go.
weird.
It's like dry on the outside and wet in the middle.
Oh my god, that is
that's
absolutely accurate. That is fucking spot on. It's somehow both dry and wet.
It's dry on the edges and wet in the middle. And the middle has the flavor and the edges taste like dust.
So, Chris, it seems like you're asking the question, why nanotechnology?
Oh, it's nanotechnology, so it probably kicks in later when it attacks your
Your
kidneys or
immune
something.
system.
What? It's little
kind of
robots.
Tony Stark bullshit is going on
This
with
says,
this.
by utilizing our nanotechnology, we enhance our CBD's bioavailability.
We drank candy robots.
yeah.
So
which
this
allows
thing claims for $2.99 to have robots in it. That's pretty great.
Do you not believe that?
No, I don't know. It just sounds like something you're supposed to like check with the FDA before you can say it.
Well, that's what this says. It says this proprietary process is achieved by making CBD water soluble.
Process is achieved.
Yeah. And further breaking down the particle size into nanometers.
You do not achieve. I'm sorry, but you do not achieve processes.
I will say,
Not at my house.
Wait, no, Mr. Johnson, my processes are impeccable.
I will say, Rivers, that like when it comes to these, I don't know if this is some sort of psychosomatic shit in my brain, but every time you start going off with whatever their fucking story is, I start to feel weird with it in my body. Like with the confidence, like it started off weird, and then the more you were talking about their bullshit story, I was like, I'm not doing great.
This is like speaks to the whole why are people anti-vax when they're willing to drink anything in America? Americans will drink fucking anything.
Yeah. Yes, that's what the show's
They'll
about.
eat anything too.
Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, they'll eat Jack in the Box. So they're afraid of the goddamn vaccine.
I'm holding a Cheetos mac and cheese jalapeno cup of noodles right now. So, yeah.
Well, that's legit. That's safe because it's Cheetos. A big company like Cheetos would never make somebody sick.
Yeah, Frito.
Nobody would ever. They would never put a microchip in their fucking mac and cheese. I don't think Cheetos is a legit brand. They're trying to take care of us.
I just like the phrase bioavailability, which sounds like a pablum on like a dating app. Like we will match you based on bioavailability.
I want to sell
Can I see
something.
this can?
Can we make up one? Can we make up? Say we made a drink called Goods from the Woods CBD drink.
Yeah.
And it's like 89 cents because you're trying to undercut the whatever the hell that is.
We've already come up with one. It's parental advisory. It's just a
That's
black
what it's
can.
called?
It's a black can with the old school 90s parental advisory logo on there. Fucking we'd sell a billion of those.
Okay, what are you going to say about it though?
It doesn't matter.
Does it achieve processes?
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, thank God it's kosher.
Oh, so God approved it. Hell
God
yeah.
approves of nanotechnology.
So I can no longer call that an ungodly concoction.
No, I will say I don't know if it's kosher for Passover. That I can't tell, but I can definitely see it's kosher.
Oh, that's important.
Can you have some? I'm sorry, I can only eat kosher, and since there's only shellfish, I'm just going to drink about 3 or 4 of these CBD.
But then the question becomes: are nanobots kosher?
Why is that Jew asleep?
They're usually very
Drank a
lively people.
tremendous amount of CBD because we were only serving shellfish. Welcome to 2022.
Yeah.
No, if it's a question is why is that Jew sleeping? If they're over the age of 16, it's because they sat down for 5 minutes. That's exactly. Yeah, I can tell you that from
I like
experience. You sit down.
That makes sense.
Just fall right asleep.
This
Matt's game is on. What?
This, by the way, is made in Corona, California. So,
good.
So once again, very close to the sea.
I've been to Corona. It is not a nice place, I'll tell you.
Home of the Norco shootout.
Is it beige?
Very.
Yeah. There's a lot of suburbs of LA that are just sort of beige and have like some stores.
Yeah, it is very beige.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We had to stop there to pick up a friend on our way to Raging Waters.
Ooh.
I've been to Bellflower, and it's sort of the vibe.
I want to know how cold brew got me like.
Oh, good.
Holy fuck.
Oh, holy good God.
Now I've got the general public
Rack them up.
fucking hooked on cold brew.
Sorry to interrupt the reminiscing of suburbs around LA, but
Don't do it because look what it did to my head.
oh god,
It took my hair off.
I just wanted to say, John Malkovich, I love your work so much.
You know what? That makes me feel sexy.
Yeah.
There are so many other people I've been compared to as a former redhead that are not sexy, especially by mean men who are trying to diminish me in front of women. They'll be like, hey, look, it's Ralph Malph. So, John Malkovich, I will take. I mean, my whole life there have been guys just
Should we explain who both of those people are to this child?
to me,
He knows. Oh yeah. Well,
John
Paul was
Malkovich is a YouTube celebrity.
He's the star of a YouTube video called Con Air that you can rent for $3.99.
He plays Zaxxon.
Yeah.
That's a really old game.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers! Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is incredible. This has been something else. I like it a lot.
Jesus, he just slammed that whole thing like it was a shot of liquor.
He's trying to get on my wavelength.
Wow, he's
I
going to
don't
have
blame
an
him.
out-of-body
It's a great
experience.
place to be.
We're going to the mine tonight.
Man,
Let's go to the Batcave in Griffith Park. Let's go.
Yeah, tonight we dine in hell.
as soon as
Let's go to the old zoo.
Oh, Carter and I recorded one of these mobile ones at the old zoo, and
love the
the
old
sun
zoo.
went down on us, and it was pitch black out there. And we were like,
Spooky.
we should go because there's mountain lions.
I can't wait to go to an abandoned mine with a bunch of fans and wait in line behind a bunch of other vloggers to describe an Orcar with on cold brew. Man. Although, yeah, I don't. You'd have to. Yeah, I don't know where they pee in the mines. They don't ever talk about that.
Probably just they just go.
Well, they have. Sometimes they'll find where the miners used to shit. They'll find newspapers from like the
Wow,
early
that's just
1900s
always
with
been a
dried up
thing.
shit on it.
oh my
But
god!
they pick up the newspaper because the shit is no longer, active.
I love it. I love that.
it's no longer-
describing shit as active.
It's no longer bioavailable.
Well, it's like privy digging,
as opposed to passive shit that just sits there.
No, it's like privy digging. It's like this. You can do it because the shit is dormant.
right. It's not live.
For real, they'll be like, man, it's a good thing it's not 1901 or we'd be knee deep in shit right now. But
Yeah, it
instead,
won't erupt anymore.
this shit is, its half-life is over. Can I tell one quick story?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'll tell one quick story. I just remember this guy in a restaurant that I worked at, it was a restaurant next door, but this guy went crazy. It was like a businessman, and he was drunk, really drunk, and he shit in the urinal, and then he came out of the bathroom covered in his own shit. And everyone, the whole restaurant, ran out of the building and, jumped out the windows. And, it's kind of amazing that being covered in shit gives you superpowers temporarily. I mean, it was like as if the Incredible Hulk had come out of the bathroom. The entire restaurant ran away.
Oh, well,
and this
yeah.
man owned the restaurant temporarily because he was covered in shit. Because nobody wants to go near someone covered in shit. You are powerful as hell for just a minute.
You would see my
Straight to
hat.
the top.
You'd see my hat slowly floating to the ground. I'd be fucking out of there.
No, so that really happened. They were everyone ran, the whole,
so funny.
everybody, the bartenders, everybody fucking smashed the windows. Anyway, I just think it's incredible. So
My
if you ever
chair's
want to
just
feel,
spinning around on one leg.
Yeah.
I just also just you being so drunk that you come out of a bathroom covered in your own shit, and then just a hangover from that. What the hell happened?
The chef
God
walks
damn, it's
into an
something all
empty-
over my arms. What the?
The chef comes out of the kitchen. It's just an empty restaurant with one shit-covered man. He's like, 15 banana cream pie.
Why is my bedroom so small, and why does it have a metal toilet? Sir, we have some things to tell you about last night. Oh no, last time I just had a Tom Collins. I was unwinding after a long day of unemployment.
God, that's like a Tom Waits fucking lyric. I love that.
What went wrong? Oh, well, you'll hear in a minute, but yes, you basically owe some people a restaurant. Because it's abandoned now. They won't go back in. You got shit all over it. So they closed it down.
You can't go back from that.
That's a ghost town now.
I'm sure I've told this on
Just
here
the
before.
spirits of the Old West.
I worked at a pizza place, and when I was there, we worked on the delivery side. So we had a delivery kitchen for no reason, and then we had the main restaurant. And somebody in the main restaurant had sort of a break from reality, and they came to work, and then they made themselves into a pizza. They started pouring sauce on their head. They
love
started
this kind of
pouring
stuff.
cheese
Yeah.
on their head. They started cover themselves in
Makes sense
pepperoni.
to me.
They just had enough.
Well, but here's the thing: they just assumed rightly that meant like I quit, fuck y'all, I'm out, because he just kind of left, and then he came back for pint night, still with all the stuff.
Oh my god!
But now he's been outdoors for several hours wandering around, and he sat there and tried to order a beer, and they're like, "You gotta go."
That is so relatable in 2022. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a person at karaoke night where they were covered in sauce or anything? Like, was there any breakdown? Because I mean, like, we already heard about the taser guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty incredible. Like, as a person who's done a million open mics myself, like, you know, you see some people who are like a time a guy came in a hospital gown and that kind of thing, you know, and a guy came with a hospital gown and bandages on his wrists, and he did not reference them, and just his whole act was just like, I just got divorced, but there was no jokes or anything. There was no jokes or anything.
That's good.
It's just like, I got divorced, and I thought maybe this would be the place where that would be, make me some money to say that, or
isn't it fun that we're all like in a line of work that people come when it's
the last
lives.
stop.
Their last stop.
It is.
My dream is your rock bottom.
Oh no, it's really the stuff you see at open mics is incredible, and I would think. You know, people who've like tried to become a pizza have gone to an open mic like while they were waiting to go to pint night. You know what I mean? Like, stop at the open mic and tell them about my breakdown, and maybe I'll get famous at the open mic.
I mean, I don't really see the craziest of the crazy because my nights that I work are Monday, Wednesday, so I don't really get the insane.
Sensible.
But what I do get,
the rational amusement,
practical karaoke.
I get
people.
like the kooky. I get like the kooky people that want to come in and the regulars, but they're there to buy one club soda, sing 9 songs throughout the night.
Wow!
Oh god!
What neighborhood is that?
But here's the thing: they're the nicest and most patient people ever. They sit, they wait their turn, they tip, and I don't. But there's some weird people.
What neighborhood is this?
That's North Hollywood.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I bet that's exciting.
Oh,
I mean,
it's fun.
seriously, in a
no,
weird.
it's genuinely
Maybe exciting's
a
the
fun
wrong
time.
word, but it's fun.
No, it's a fun time. I've heard of some wild fights that have broken out, but just regular bar shenanigans. There was this one time when a guy and like it was one of those like. Nobody knew how to react to this because there was 3 of us in the bar. It was me, the bartender, the guy who was hosting karaoke, and then just this guy who comes in to sing a song. He asked me to record it, like to tape it. I'm like, okay. He gives me his phone. He puts on this song. His mom had like just died the day before, and he was recording it as like a message to his dead mother. And he's just like breaking down, crying alone, like for all intents and purposes, alone in a karaoke bar. I'm video recording it, and I do not know. I'm literally having a mild panic attack because I'm like, what do I do? This is objectively insane.
Delete.
Yeah, that's
like I deleted it by mistake.
That's an emotional hostage situation.
Why didn't I just put the phone down to record it? I'm holding his fucking phone, taping this. I am trapped in this situation.
Jesus.
And then afterwards, I was just like, good job. I'm sorry for your loss.
I bet your mom heard that.
Yeah. I think I did say something to the effect of like, she was listening, hon. She was here, baby. She was here with you.
You can still get online in heaven.
Dude, that might be hell actually.
So yeah,
hell is heaven. It's exactly the same, but there's social media.
Yeah. So yeah, I bet she loved that. Have a nice night.
And then the rest of us proceeded to sing Christmas music. Oh, this was also maybe like 3 days before Christmas.
Oh, no. Did that person ever come back? Did they make it through that break?
I've never seen this person again.
It's a hard time of year, man. It's a really hard time of year.
Yeah.
I feel bad for making fun of that guy, even though I wasn't anywhere near that situation. Yeah, no, I hope that guy had a good day.
Is that like I didn't want to like I was so empathetic to his like I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad for him, but like looking at it from like a bird's eye, I'm like, objectively this is a hysterical situation.
Well, it's unusual. My mom died. I better go do karaoke. It's not the normal.
I have to sing a song to her in heaven. Ask someone.
Right away. I need to get to the front of the line.
I need to ask a stranger in a bar to tape my video message to my dead mother.
Yeah.
And this is like all coming back to me now. I'm like, yeah, he had like various and sundry rings on.
Hell
like
yeah.
he was going for a night out. He looked like he was gonna hang out all night. He was coming out for a night at the bar. Stayed for the all of 15 minutes to come in, have a drink, sing a song, cry on stage, leave. And I'm like, what? Did you get dressed up for the video? And then it hit me. This is to play at the fucking funeral.
Yeah, probably so. Or Facebook, people just cloud chasing out there, TikToking and whatnot.
It had energy of
Funeral
they're going
talk.
to play this at her funeral in 3 days. I'm like,
Death talk.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Won't you carry me over to another year?
I wanted to share this. This is a story out of Duluth, Minnesota. This is from the Duluth News Tribune. Since at least last summer, an anonymous man calling himself Mr. O and claiming to be a billionaire has been working with.
does he know this?
Do you know
story?
Mr. O? Okay. I was like, are you
The
in on
audience
this?
is going crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
He reads the Duluth newspaper.
Every night.
Okay.
He goes to
Someone
the
get
library.
security in this podcast arena.
He goes to the library at school and gets it with the big rod through the middle of the paper and reads it.
Do they still even have microfiche at the
Oh
library?
yeah, you gotta have the fiche. What is life without fiche?
He be fishing.
I doubt that's a thing anymore. Hello, where's the microfiche?
Please, I'm solving a cold case murder. From
My name is Rip
1895.
Van Winkle.
Actually, you know what? Much in the way that the film industry is keeping Kodak alive, I do think the true crime podcast industry is keeping microfiche alive.
They probably
Yeah.
no. They probably have microfiche. What
Yeah.
am I saying? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't even know what I'm saying now.
iHeartRadio has microfiche. I'm telling you.
Microfiche.
Words
That's like
lost all meaning.
ASMR. Microfiche.
Plenty of fiche.
Oh boy, plenty of fiche. That's a dating app for librarians.
Yes,
Shine Pay.
What a niche hobby to make a dating app for. Plenty of fiche.
The niche is fiche.
The niche is I've got the niche. The niche for fiche. Okay.
Okay, you're gonna have to cut this part out.
Oh no, that's episode title right there.
The niche for fiche.
Yeah, but yeah, so
For lonely history buffs.
yeah, this is an anonymous guy up in Minnesota calling himself Mr. O, and he's been working with and mentoring the mayor of Twin Harbors, Minnesota, Mayor Chris Swanson, and they've got a big idea. The big idea is a $400 million underwater hotel. And a submarine in Lake Superior.
I've heard of this.
Have you heard of this?
Yes. That's a terrible idea.
I love these terrible ideas. Ooh, big swings. I'm a huge fan of a big swing.
Wait till you hear the name of the hotel. It's called Vibe. Two Harbors. Vibe, 2 Harbors.
Well, that I hate.
The vibe is wrong.
Like, you're going to do an underwater hotel. That's stupid. Like, just lean into it being stupid.
Also, it should be noted in Lake Superior, so this hotel will be frozen for a significant part of the year.
Who is this?
Huh?
Whose idea is this?
This is Mr. O, a mysterious billionaire in
What
Minnesota.
news service is this?
This is from the Duluth News Tribune.
Oh, disreputable.
Yeah. So this is the mayor, Chris Swanson's quote. Truthfully, when I heard about the underwater hotel, I thought it was something that might create jobs, and I'm sure you'll hear more about that in the future. So I guess one of those jobs will be breaking up the ice around the hotel.
You know what also will create jobs? A normal hotel.
Yeah, just a fucking hotel. So there is a website. It's a vibe2harbors.com, an unfinished but public website.
Oh, man, I'm going to it right the fuck now.
So potential underwater hotel investors are promised, quote, high return investments working with the mayor and Mr. O's team. Mr. O.
Did you check Mr. O's Twitter account?
Oh, yes. We're going to talk about Mr. O.
Does he follow ShinePay?
No,
ShinePay follows him.
He's mysterious. He doesn't have a Twitter
Mr.
account,
O.
but I did consult some Fiche, and I know all about Mr. O. So Vibe 2 Harbors is now one of several Swanson-connected businesses that are currently under review by the Minnesota State Auditor. So something's fishy in Lake Superior.
Oh, no.
So Mr. O's real name is Daniel Victor Hancock.
None of his names start with O. Fuck off. I hate that.
He is a 77-year-old Las Vegas man who prefers that people call him Mr. O, the reclusive billionaire willing to mentor you to success for just $10,000 to $50,000. John Lee runs and this is the real name of the company, the Enigma Mastery Group.
Jesus Christ. This is all pedophile stuff.
Yeah.
This is all pedophile stuff.
Can I just say, I love the idea of referring to somebody like a Vegas, like he's a 77-year-old Vegas man, like he's an oil man, he's a Vegas man, he's a casino.
Well, as you're going to see, he is very much a Vegas man. So
is he like a casino person?
Well, he actually this might be relevant to
anybody who calls himself Mr. O that has no O's in his name is a pedophile.
He's just a huge Cirque du Soleil fan.
I've listened to too many true crime podcasts, maybe, but if your name Mr. O, from my experience online, if your name is Mr. O, you are a pedophile.
If you put like Mr. in front of anything and like
we have a guest 100%. On the show,
then you're a pedophile.
Saying Mr. anything, I'm Mr.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that pedophiles are real and they are named Mr. O.
So John Lee runs the Enigma Mastery Group, which connects budding entrepreneurs with Mr. O's mentorship.
Pedophiles.
And he did not deny that Mr. O or that Hancock was Mr. O. And as Mr. O, Hancock's alter ego, he insists on anonymity, but newspaper archives, aka microfiche,
this is insane,
and public records show that he's lived a life of crime and deceit.
Oh.
So this is the allegedly fake billionaire that's trying to build a hotel underwater.
Mr. O.
So Hancock spent time in prison in the 70s after him and his brother and two women were arrested for burglarizing broken down motorhomes on the side of Interstate 25 in Colorado. So that's the first thing.
Broken down.
Yeah. So apparently they just
down motorhomes. Well, how do they know?
Well, I think
maybe they were just resting. Well, on the side of the broken down.
Well, it's the 70s, so they would have been on cinder blocks. People carried cinder blocks to put cars up on in the 70s.
Sounds like nanotechnology.
So he was bad at that, so he went to prison. And while he was in prison, he warned the prison guards that 3 prisoners were planning to escape. So he ratted out some fellow detainees, and that got him out of there. By 1981, he was a free man, but he was arrested and charged with stealing more than $50,000 worth of tools from Cedar City, Iowa, at a diesel shop, according to the Iron County Record.
I'm just always amazed how much energy criminals have.
Oh yeah.
Like I would never do any of this stuff simply because I'd be too tired.
A May 20th, 1984 Las Vegas Review-Journal story was titled, "To Catch a Thief, an Ex-Crook Helps Businesses Find Robbers in Roost." This outlines the way that Daniel Victor Hancock used to run his burglary and fencing scheme. So he gets out of jail and he's become now like a consultant for companies like To Catch Thieves. He's like, I did it. I did my time and now I'm going to tell you how to stop these thieves.
right.
So now he's on the straight and narrow racket, and that profile,
like the old "I'm a criminal, so I know where the criminals do this
Yeah,
stuff."
I was
it's the
gonna
end
say
of
this-
Catch Me
this-
If You Can.
I was going to say this feels like an eventual One Last Ride movie for like a Patrick Stewart type. Like,
Yeah.
Know how to stop criminals.
Patrick Stewart as Mr. O.
Oh, that's not bad. That's really not bad. So
Rivers,
I'm
Rivers
churning.
shuts down the podcast.
I'm churning.
and begins.
Give me a pen up here.
So in that article, he boasted about his past criminal exploits and that a prosecutor claimed he was running a $20 million burglary and fencing operation, the largest in Colorado. And so
Burglary and fencing. So he was fighting with those swords?
yeah. He was a
Couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
He was a D'Artagnan of Denver.
I
is what
didn't
they
do
said.
that. Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
Mr. D.
Mr. D.
Mr. T. That was before he became Mr. O. Yeah, that was the precursor.
Hi, my
to
name is
Mr. O.
Mr. O. Get the fuck out of my house.
So he says that when he was at the peak of his crime career, that he had a team and employed people around truck stops. They would strike up conversations,
Jesus Christ.
and they would discover truckers who were both angry at their employers and carrying valuable cargo.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Is this RV broken down?
Yeah. So
Are you angry at your employer and also carrying valuable cargo?
So the guy,
As a matter of fact,
the guy who found it would make a phone call to another guy who would go down and offer the driver $500 to sit there eating a steak and not looking at his truck for a whole hour, and that's how they did it.
Someone at the Duluth News Tribune is drinking too much coffee because this story is insane.
They're doing other stuff up there.
Well, they're adding in stuff about broken down, and they're adding in extra descriptors to make it more exciting.
Yeah, well, I think they're trying to say like this
that word count.
mysterious billionaire is a giant fucking fraud.
Right, but I want
right?
to call them up and ask how they knew those fucking RVs were broken down.
So he'd distract people
Sorry.
who were drinking coffee and eating steak, and then he would steal their shit.
Here, have a steak. Anybody, you can't do anything when someone offers you a steak. You're defenseless.
See, now I'm understanding the cold brew because it is remarkable how much you're not running out of steam.
Oh no, it's a horrible thing.
I am
You
slogging.
can come over to my house at 2 a.m. and I'll still be doing this shit, except I'll be holding a corn cob.
Just pointing at the wall.
So anyway, yeah, Mr. O, definitely a pedophile. Blah, 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 blah.
This is the part that's relevant to you, Chris. So in 1994.
I was the only one alive back then.
So
I can't wait.
in 1994,
Is it a coffee heist?
it's the kind of okay. So in 1994, Hancock and Mr. O and two others were arrested and charged with 26 felony counts, including racketeering, securities fraud, and conspiracy for taking more than $150,000 from victims who were lured in by the promise of hidden treasure.
Oh yeah, I'd be lured in.
Yeah, hidden treasure.
I'd go to the Ramada for the presentation.
So
I'll sit through the 4-hour presentation for the weekend.
I would. Questions afterward? Yes, I do have one.
So this is their scheme. The money, they said, would be used for the Barracuda Gold Project. So immediately you know a scam is good when it's got the code name Barracuda.
Hell yeah.
Gold Barracuda.
That's great.
So the Barracuda Gold Project was a scheme where supposedly they were going to hire a geologist to retrieve $400 million in gold bars from a cave on federal lands near Ely, Nevada.
Oh wow, that sounds like the White Sands missile base treasure.
Yeah, I think it's that same
Yeah,
kind
they
of
had
idea.
that mountain full of gold,
Right.
and the government fucking took it out of there.
Yeah, so
Makes me so mad.
they've just invented a new White Mountain missile treasure.
It's on the White Sands missile base, and there was a mountain full of gold, and someone finally got in there, and they were like the army'd been in there.
Yeah.
I know about that.
Well, so this is what they're
he's
saying.
like that. Don't worry about that. The army might have emptied out that one mountain, but there's another one.
There's another mountain.
Okay,
so
I believe it. Where is it?
But here's the thing: it's on federal land. So if it's on federal land, that $400 million in gold that belongs to the government. How are they going to do it? They got to hire a geologist to get the gold out of the cave, and then they're going to put the gold on the back of a truck, and they're going to send it to Florida, and then they're going to put the gold in a smelter and melt it down, and then they're going to put it on a boat and drop it to the bottom of the ocean, and then they're going to pretend it was sunken pirate treasure. So they needed.
Oh my God! That is the best thing I've ever heard.
I was just going to say, I wasn't expecting to say this at this point in the story, but I got to say, big fan.
That's incredible.
I support this.
Except that none of that is true. There is
but
no
I still
gold.
support that. That's still that's a hilarious idea.
I would want to believe that, even if it was like up until the very end. Even if I knew in the back of my mind it was not true, I would try to believe it's true the whole time.
I absolutely love this sentence. The Review Journal reported that Hancock, 49 at the time, was the accused mastermind of the plot, and he mixed savviness, savoir-faire, romance, and tall tales to fool women into lending him thousands of dollars that hasn't been repaid. So
romance. He bought those wines. He bought those wines that came in a basket.
Yeah.
That was what that meant. Like, went to a restaurant that served rolls.
With the bourgeois pigs.
He impersonated a bourgeois pig to become a bourgeois pig.
Yeah. So I love that they use the phrase savoir-faire. Like, he's able to really.
Whoever is writing this is an aspiring novelist, obviously, and they think someone's going to just see this and give him a contract.
Yeah,
because that's crazy. You can't say
they're trying to get poached by the Chicago Sun-Times. That's what that's happening.
Yeah, like, oh boy, this guy with the descriptors, savoir-faire.
So with
out of order RVs.
So with a chauffeured Rolls Royce, he would target middle-aged and older women at the opera, which I'm like, who goes to the Vegas opera?
Oh my God, this is so funny.
So he would go to the opera and upscale restaurants, and that included a 68-year-old widow that he convinced to lend him $10,000, and then $6,000, and then $27,000.
Why in the world did he just say a bunch of money?
And then run away. And then finally,
I appreciate knowing that
exactly how much, and it was in different parts.
Because what's more baffling is that third 27.
Yeah. We're not even done. He also convinced her to sell one of her homes for $150,000, which he promised could be doubled if she just invested in Project Barracuda.
Barracuda Gold.
I would fall for this. See, she probably knew it was bullshit and still did it because she just was like, "This is too good. This is making my life so much better." Just hearing about Project Barracuda, even if it's not real. That's the way I would feel. I'd be like, I'm in. I know this is fake.
Yeah,
it's like choose your own adventure. It's like like dinner theater in real life.
Yeah, well, and here's the fun part. In 1998, the Nevada Supreme Court upheld a district court's decision to dismiss the indictment because the document lacked specificity. So they just didn't charge him with this.
So he got the widow's money.
He got the widow's money until I think he lost a civil case later.
Did he put the gold in the ocean?
There was no gold.
I know.
I know.
There's no Project Barracuda.
That sounded so sad.
That sucks.
No.
That's a sad story.
So yeah, in 1995, a judge in a civil case on the matter filed in U.S. District Court in San Diego said the defendants owed victims $1 million. And,
of course, $1 million.
And so that was, and then he kind of dropped off the face of the earth, and now he's back to build an underwater hotel on Lake Superior.
That's incredible. That man that's a testament to how much energy criminals have.
Yes, it is.
I would get tired just even fucking making up one of those stories or doing any of those things, and I would quit I would just go. I don't know where I would go, but I would watch television after that. After any of those things.
Swanson did not respond to questions from the News Tribune on whether he thinks he is being scammed. He previously said that city rules bar him from speaking with the News Tribune. The mayor is not allowed to talk to the fucking newspaper. So I love it.
Due to ongoing litigation. Is there ongoing litigation? Well, there is somewhere. Not with me, but I mean, I can't speak ever.
Yeah.
Because of ongoing litigation somewhere.
Now, would you mind eating this steak and drinking this coffee while you don't look at City Hall. Yeah. Don't look at City Hall.
City Hall is on cinder blocks.
Oh my God, there's so many good things in that. There's so many good things in that. I just picture a guy with a stake on the end of a fishing hook and like casting it into Congress or something.
Fellas,
We got a jam.
we got time for just one more segment. And of course, it is time for our jam
Oh my God.
of the week.
This is
Johnny
gonna be good.
Cash.
Is it?
There's going to be a lot of sadness in these comments.
This is Johnny
There's going to be a
Cash
lot of sad, broken men in the comments here.
with Ring of Fire.
You know, our friend Seth Pomeroy's grandpa wrote this song.
Yes,
Merle Kilgore.
Past and future guest of the show, Seth Pomeroy. This song was co-written by Merle Kilgore and June Carter Cash, famously recorded, though, in this version that we can hear right now, Johnny Cash. And yeah, so this one, what's y'all's? I'm sure you, as a karaoke host, you gotta have seen somebody try to knock Ring of Fire out of the park, right?
Yeah,
It's a fun one.
It's fairly popular. It's pretty easy to get that song out. You know, you don't have to be that great of a vocalist to
Right.
crank
Oh,
that one
wow.
out.
Just got to be able to go low, you know.
Yeah.
What's your experience with this song, Chris? Do you
My
know?
experience with this song is I'm tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a sentiment shared by many a
that's the thing.
YouTuber.
I was going to say that's the thing, Chris, with this segment is that most of the songs are songs I'm good. I don't need to hear this ever again.
I mean, especially Ring of Fire, though, because I've never been crazy about that song. I think it's fine. But it's something about just people are crazy about Johnny Cash. There was nothing he could do. He could sing, as they say, the phone book, and people would have been fine, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to insult Seth's grandpa. I mean, it's a
good
whatever.
song.
Now I feel like I've
It's a
dug
hot-
myself a hole. It's
a
rule
hot
the rules.
song.
I love it.
Yeah.
I want to hear it all the time, every day. And I love smoking weed and listening to it because it's even better than like all songs.
Well, let us dive down into the comments. First up, Leif Erikson. Wow. All the way from the damn Vikings.
Celebrities.
Leif Erikson from 1 year ago. The idea that we can no longer resolve conflicts with pistols and knife fights is ridiculous to me.
Oh man, that's interesting. That's
love
not what
that.
I was expecting at all. That's a crazy thing to say.
See, that's exactly the kind of vibe I'm expecting. out of this
What's the
comment
matter with Ring of Fire? It's pretty cool, I think. I think it's fun. I wish I was in one. Why is this guy so anti-Ring of Fire? Fire rings are good.
Well, like the interesting thing with this is so many of the times when we do more modern country songs, the people who are detractors will say things like, "This is real country is Johnny Cash," and so now I'm like, well, let's see what the real country fans
This segment's
think.
incredible. I want to steal it so bad for my podcast, but
Go
I won't
for it,
do
bro.
it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Rick Arnold from 1 day ago. Hot off the presses.
These are my favorite. And when it's like very recent, my favorites are the ones from either 11 years ago or yesterday.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that
12
Totally.
hours ago.
From 1 day ago. My son gives me a hard time,
Oh,
and he
no.
sings this song to me just because I blew myself up once. LOL.
Everyone has a story.
One time.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's
So I like that it's left up to interpretation.
so
Like
much information.
to what
So
end
little
did he
words.
blow himself up? Like
Is that all he left?
that's all it says.
Oh, I was expecting much
no,
more.
It says I
No.
blew myself
Wow.
up. LOL. No punctuation, just LOL.
Well, I guess his son roasts him every day, like, no pun intended with the roast.
Yeah.
So his son is like always like, I feel every day or something.
Yeah,
and
I
his
think
dad's
that's
like,
the
all
idea.
right, I blew myself up.
It's a
All
good
right.
bit. Depending on how old that kid is, that's a pretty good bit.
Yeah, his son's like 40. his dad's 80 and actually did blow himself up and he's in a wheelchair. And like the kid's like, I fell into a burning ring of fire, you idiot. Now I have to take care of you forever. My son really razzes me. Yes,
I love the boy.
I've been limbless since 1974.
Uncle Sam from 7 years ago.
From the posters?
I fell down into a burning lake of fire. I went down, 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 but God got higher. Which, that up to interpretation, does he mean that as he descends into hell, because God technically would be stationary. You didn't get higher, you got lower.
Yeah, God doesn't get higher.
Yeah, it's just, there is none higher. Alpha and Omega,
God's
that's the whole goddamn
God's
thing.
at the top. Everybody knows that.
God gets higher every day, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Nice. We all got our thing. I got cold brew.
Wild Man from 4 days ago.
Wow.
At the end of the world, everybody's gonna hate you just because you're dumb. Hell yeah, bro.
That's a good point. I don't
that was
dispute
from 4 days ago. So those were
solid.
Those were Friday
That's
thoughts.
a solid point, I guess.
I feel like you once again stumbled upon somebody putting their last words in a YouTube comment section.
That man got nothing in the meat raffle.
That was like
I just want to know how many thumbs down did that comment get?
that was a cat that posted
They don't show that.
I would
They don't
say
show that.
9 times out of 10, these have no reply. They have no
Good.
response. These are, if they're replies, I'll tell you. But most of the time, these are free float over here. Head over heels for his sexy ass from 9 years ago.
Wait, that's the
9 years ago.
name of the channel. Wow, or the subscriber.
Head
Wow.
over heels for his sexy ass from 9 years ago.
Cool.
That was back when those long names were in style.
like Guinevere and
Now
Head
it's all
over heels.
420 gorilla.
So this is 9 years ago. This song came on next on my playlist as I was driving by a spot where an accident happened. The guy hit a tree fast and it burned up the car. The black charred road still there. Why? Why?
Oh,
Chris Cornell's ghost
He doesn't know what that is.
posted that.
yeah.
Chris Cornell, you know who Chris Cornell is?
I can't. No way.
Say okay, boomer. Say it.
There's no way.
There you go, say it.
He doesn't have to say anything. I'm still gonna want to kill myself. Like, Jesus, we're all gonna die before.
I love these comments so much. This is this is street poetry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is the real poetry. This is not the academic.
yeah.
This is underground. This is where it's at.
Yeah, the words of the
I'm
prophets are
serious.
written on the YouTube walls.
Man,
yeah.
oh man, I'm serious.
I
Graduate
just saw
schools
Joe
can
Kaye just shiver.
graduate school poetry classes can fuck right off after you hear that man on the street talking about charred gravel or whatever he said.
Wally Wad from 2 years ago. Wally Wad.
See, there's no poets. There's no real poets that call themselves Wally Wad. These are cowards.
This is my favorite song since junior high school. And on June 30th, 1989, I started getting a ring of fire when I met my wife, Karen, on a blind date.
Oh my God. What does he think a ring of fire is? His wife must peg him.
We got married in March 1991, and I still have the burning ring of fire, but only, and this is now all caps, but only for my wife, and no one else but God the Father and His Son Jesus Christ. I was like, hey man, the
I was
burning
waiting
ring
for
of
that
fire.
other shoe to drop.
The burning ring of fire is limited to earthly things, worldly things, sir. You should not have a burning ring of fire for Jesus.
A burning ring of fire is a cock ring in this scenario.
He gave the Holy Trinity the clap.
I can't believe it. Also, what kind of person is that? Would be their favorite song in junior high school?
Yeah, I mean,
Must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, they said they met in 1989, so he's older. I don't know, but
I could have met somebody in 1989. Doesn't mean in junior high school I was listening to fucking dreary Americana. He was smoking clove cigarettes in a graveyard. Americana goth. I fell into it. You're in 7th grade. And that kid's name was Marilyn Manson.
Major Trouble for
Great.
Major Trouble 30 from 7 years ago. And again, all caps. This is not a Mexican song. Sorry, but his wife June Carter Cash wrote this song, and no, she was not a Mexican. Again, a lot of times when we have these sort of free-floating random ones, it is someone who is trying to reply to someone, but they don't know how to do that, so they just send it out there.
I like that.
Yeah, and they just shoot it out into the swamp.
I've always said that. What's that? Sorry, one of the guests have some stuff to say.
Yeah.
What is it? Yes, sir?
Into the wide spaces of the internet it goes.
Yeah.
Into the wide spaces of the internet it goes.
Yeah.
Hashtag. That makes me think of, I forget, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Patrick Byrne from 1 year ago. My grandfather passed away on the 11th of February next to his wife and children. He loved Johnny Cash, and he had a wicked sense of humor. He was cremated on the 26th of February, and to his request, this was played as his coffin went behind the curtains. It was hilarious. R.I.P. Pat Kalima.
That's a good bet. That's a pretty good
As his
bet.
coffin went behind the curtains.
Yeah, so they, when you go into the incinerator, they're like,
Is that right?
yeah, they were playing Burning Ring of Fire.
And they do that? They put the whole coffin in there and everything?
Yeah.
Not always.
Yeah, it's a flammable box.
My grandparents were cremated and they didn't go into. There was no ceremony.
Well, apparently,
with curtains and shit.
Here's the thing: his name is Patrick Byrne, so perhaps he wanted to see him.
I want to do one of these. Ring of Fire. I'm mad at fire. And everybody's so stupid, and you get married with a ring, and I don't know. It'd be fun to do.
Well, so there's that one, and then just in rapid succession, Suzanne Campbell 5 years ago. My big brother, my hero, got cremated with this song playing. His choice. Fam Dingo from 11 months ago. My grandma made us play this song at her funeral. She was getting cremated.
Huh.
So this was a recurring theme. Apparently, old people think this shit is hilarious. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're right.
It's hacky. This one is Schwarzstern from 5 years ago. This is by far one of the most classical videos on YouTube. You see, I'm a metalhead who listens mostly to black metal, the darkest and most extreme music genre of all. But when this music comes up, no one can stand still. And in my opinion, all those new music videos totally miss to deliver the music's message. A simple video like this just gives you the right feeling. After a few glasses of good whiskey, you'll know what I mean.
It's a beautiful essay.
Schwarzstern. Yeah. Hell yeah, bro.
Can we do, when I come on the show again, I want to do a Loverboy song.
Oh, we must. Yeah. We simply must.
I'd like to do, and if I could, I'd like to do Lovin' Every Minute of it.
Oh, boy.
Me and my wife used to play this while we had sex. Skid mark 420.
This one's similar fan, I believe, of the genre. Brutal death metal music 666 from 8 years ago. LMAO, sorry about that comment. My little brother got on my fucking account and watched this video and posted a motherfucking comment. Just ignore my comment, or is there a way to delete it? By the way, I'm 22 and my brother is 16, so if you wonder, God damn, this is... All right, so brother is 16, so if your wonder is actually not so little, that fucking bastard.
What?
That fell apart at the end.
Yeah, it did.
He was...
That's my, like, I would feel that way. Like, I think that, it's like trying to fix it as if someone's watching, like, hey, everyone disregard that comment that no one saw.
Got the last two here. Happy Day from 9 years ago. Ha! Everywhere I travel the world and a lot of time to depress after a military mission with my friend, I end the days after to drunk and women all around the hotel room with that music, smoking cigarette, looking at my brother of arms, and damn, we have to listen to real man music.
Okay.
So
he'll be knowing he's glad he.
I like the phrase "we had to woman all over the hotel room." Like I know what he say.
I had to woman.
He's like he used woman as a verb. He's like I got a woman all around the hotel.
Well, that's when you tuck it back and dance around the goodbye horses.
Womaning.
It's womaning around the hotel room.
Buffalo building.
There you go. Yep.
Oh man!
Would you comment on Ring of Fire? I'd fucking comment on Ring of Fire.
What is she? Very big fat person.
And finally, the sensitive salamander.
It never gets old.
Crazy.
And finally, the sensitive salamander from 3 years ago. One time, when my sister was maybe 6, my mom was making her famous pasta. My mom, had to use the restroom, so she asked my grandpa to watch my sister.
Uh-oh.
As he was telling her about the dangers of fire, his shirt caught on fire.
What a coincidence. That's a major coincidence.
I fortunately slept through most of this event, but I did see the aftermath. It was terrifying to wake up to everyone screaming and my grandpa rolling around on the floor
dead, deceased.
as they were trying to put out the fire.
It's incredible.
My grandma had a really small kitchen, so he couldn't exactly roll.
He had to insult his grandmother's kitchen in the middle.
Everyone.
Yeah, really. It just came
My
for her
grandmother was
like
a
that.
loser and had a small kitchen, so no one could even roll in it.
Everyone took it super seriously except my aunt. And my aunt jokes about it all the time. I don't like my aunt.
Oh, but come on. Oh, that's a good one.
That's how you end.
That's
It's
a
like,
fucking masterpiece.
Aunt Nancy, that is not funny. The grandpa caught on fire while saying you shouldn't catch yourself on fire.
What kind of kitchen is this? You can't even roll in it.
This is against safety guidelines. You should have the ability to roll around when you catch on fire in your kitchen.
Oh man, I can picture someone just checking out a house like with the realtor and rolling around in the kitchen. No, not this one.
It's just old.
My grandfather's chest caught on fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's just old man-shaped char marks on the wall.
What was he talking about? I just love the coincidence that he was talking about fire safety when his shirt caught on fire.
That's why you never talk about fire safety.
Oh my God, there's so many other things he could have been talking about.
And that is Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire, our jam of the week.
I love that. That is the best segment of any podcast.
It's so fun.
Thank you.
I love that
Thank
so
you.
much. Seriously.
I love.
I'm so mad that I don't have any segments on my podcast.
Well, let's talk about your podcast and let's talk about your book. Chris, tell people about what's going on with you.
Well, yeah, the main thing is that there's a book
Yes.
called The Advice King Anthology, which is a compilation of the best of the last 7 years of me writing the advice column, The Advice King, for the Nashville scene. And it's coming out on April 15th on Vanderbilt University Press. It's really a fun as hell book. Those columns are the best thing, the best distillation of if I have anything to say, I said it in that book. And it's a bit more like a philosophy book than sort of an advice column. But anyway, you can get it through Vanderbilt University Press. And if you order it now, up until April 15th when it comes out, you can still pre-order it for 40% off. And pre-orders are going out right now. And
Okay.
everybody's posting that they got a copy, and I still don't have a copy yet.
Oh, shit. Well,
So get your copy before me.
So the Advice King column is legitimately some of my favorite writing I've ever
Thanks.
read. It is like one of the most reliably hilarious and insightful things ever. And I want as
Thanks,
many people to get this book as possible. So April 15th is the deadline for the pre-order. So if you pre-order the book, send me a screenshot of the pre-order. I'm gonna put all those in a hat, and I'll pick one, and I'll send you a T-shirt.
That's
so
awesome.
If the winner,
Thanks,
yeah,
Rivers.
so-
Yeah, it's a book I stand behind. It's very funny, and it's also got serious stuff in it, and it looks beautiful. This guy named Nick Gazin did the
Yeah.
illustrations, and I'm very proud of it. And yeah, 15 pre is the code to get 40% off if you order it now.
Sweet.
And yeah.
Well, do that and follow Chris on everything at the Crofton Show, correct?
At the Crofton Show, and then you can listen to the podcast Cold Brew Got Me Like that has no segments. I'm very good at promoting it. It's on all the platforms. The segmentless Cold brew got me like.
Hell yeah. Sam?
Slam Harder on Twitter. Slam.harder on Instagram.
Joe Kaye, where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, they should know by now that Twitter, Instagram, Joe Charles K. And if you're in the Los Angeles area, every month we do our little show up at the Good Night called Avatar 2. Please come out to the next one on March 26th. Avatar 2, The Secret of the Ooze, with special guest Vanilla Ice.
Hell yes.
It's going to be a really stupid and fun show. So yeah, come on out. Let's have a good time.
Okay, boomer.
Word to your mother. Nelson's. Y'all got anything to plug?
This is a family.
Go ahead, Tank.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Shout out.
Shout out to all of my friends from Minnesota.
Yeah.
We gotta shout them out. We gotta shout them out.
Hell yeah. 10,000 Lakes in the fucking house.
We love you, Minnesota.
But of course, you're not going back to Minnesota. You're staying out here to podcast.
Yeah.
We gotta be a permanent audience.
He's doing it up.
At Paulo, PAULO_in_MN.
Hell yeah. Paulo in Minnesota. There he is, our
a catchy
executive
name.
producer.
Don't find me around Minneapolis while I'm delivering mail, please.
Paulo's crazy about underscores.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and the best way to support the show is to head to patreon.com/thegoodspod. I just mailed out about 130 new stickers to all of our patrons, so those should be in your mailbox soon. If you want a sticker and you haven't gotten one already, review us on iTunes and I might send you one there. That is the second best way to support the show. Go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy,
we'll give you a burning ring of fire.
yeah, that's right. We'll catch your grandfather on fire and he'll have nowhere to roll.
Yeah.
There won't be enough kitchen space for him to roll around.
In a tiny kitchen.
This must end.
I'll see you next time.
Every podcast should have a random family in the room.
The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.